Welcome to my channel. This is Antonia, and in this video I'm going to talk about Elizabeth Holmes and how she ruined it for all women in tech. Elizabeth Holmes, once hailed as a visionary tech entrepreneur, has become infamous for her role in the Theranos scandal. However, beyond the fraud and legal troubles, there's another aspect to the story that's often overlooked, and that's the impact her actions had on other female founders. Female founders have long struggled to get funding and support in male-dominated tech industry. But the success of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos offered hope that things were changing. She was a young, female CEO with bold vision for a revolutionary new technology. She was able to raise hundreds of millions of dollars from investors, including some of the biggest names in Silicon Valley. However, when it all came crashing down, the fallout was devastating not just for Holmes, but for other women trying to break into the industry. Quick googling led me to the article where it says, when Alice Zhang set out in 2018 to raise funding for her drug discovery startup, investors kept asking her about Theranos. I mean, she probably doesn't have to do anything with it, but it's just ridiculous that now all women have to apologize for that one thing that happened. Female founders already face an uphill battle when it comes to securing funding and support. The stereotype of the tech entrepreneur is still largely male, and investors often overlook or undervalue female-led startups. Let's take a look at numbers and get shocked. According to PitchBook's 2021 Venture Monitor report, female-founded startups received only 2.4% of the total venture capital funding in the United States in 2020. While this is a slight increase from the 2.3% in 2019, it still indicates a significant gender gap in funding. Then, according to 2020 report by All Race, an organization that supports female founders and investors, only 13% of decision makers at US venture capital firms are women. This lack of diversity in the investment industry can make it harder for female founders to access funding. It is a known fact that a room full of men is more likely to give funding to another man, which is a serious problem. Overall, this statistic suggests that while progress has been made in recent years, the situation is still utter garbage. The success of Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos story demonstrated that a young woman with a big idea can disrupt an entire industry and win the backing of powerful investors. And then she turned out to be a fraud. Fuck's sake. Yeah, we were this close. When everything fell apart, the backlash was swift and brutal. Female founders were once again seen as risky bets, with investors afraid of being burned as they were with Theranos. As if investors never got burned with male founders. In my opinion, when a woman makes a mistake, it's immediately attached to all women, but when a man messes up, it's just his mistake. It's a one-off. Story time. Once I wanted to found my own startup. I conducted extensive research, designed the entire project, and even coded the iOS app myself. Yes, I learned Swift for that purpose. I published the app in the App Store, and it generated actually some profit because I added subscription. I created a prototype. I had a business plan, pitch deck, and everything necessary, only to be called basically stupid by a male consultant in the startup hub. I was also ignored by VCs. I didn't look for too long. Okay, I accept that. But I realized that it was a total boys' club, and I gave up. And I'm sure this happened numerous times with many women all around the globe. Imagine what kind of startups we could have if everyone was given a fair chance. The sad truth is that Elizabeth ruined the chances of other female founders. Her actions not only harmed the investors and moreover patients she deceived, but also set back the cause of women in tech. She may have big dreams for a better future, but her actions ultimately had the opposite effect. It's up for the rest of us to continue fighting for a more inclusive and equitable tech industry, one that doesn't rely on false promises and deception. I think we're a bit far from that, but I hope the fight is going to the right direction. I don't know. I have to say, as a woman, I find the current situation to be both annoying and frustrating. If we lived in a fairer place, I would either have my own startup, or at least I would have a chance to try. Unfortunately, many men get this opportunity regardless of their skill level, while women often do not. They're required to be absolutely exceptional for even a chance. That sucks. To wrap it up, I will leave you with this. I wonder if, because of Sam Bankman-Fried, investors will start asking more questions of men. I think we all know the answer. Ciao.